now that I've covered why modesty matters, I want to present some rules, I think, to practically apply that in our lives. As I said, conscience matters. Not everyone's going to have the same convictions, but I think there are certain non-negotiables that every Christian girl should agree to. Now, I'm not going to enforce this and like tell you that you have to go change or anything like that, but take this seriously, because again, our culture is so desensitized to how just sexually perverse everything is. Everyone is just walking around in their underwear and nobody seems to care. So anyways, right off the bat, I don't think Christian girls should ever show their cleavage. That's just objectively sexual. It just catches your eye. Now imagine how much worse it is for the men. Another one, don't wear shorts that are short enough to reveal your rear end. You know what I mean, like those really short shorts. I think your shorts should come at least mid-thigh, at least. Don't wear clothes that are super tight and hug every nook and cranny of your body. You don't want to be revealing too much of the shape of your body with your clothes, because the whole point of wearing clothes is to cover it, to cover your body. The beauty is in the mystery of the woman, right? A woman is beautiful because she's quiet and discreet and elegant. If she's loud and just like showy, that mystery, the charm goes away. So even with your clothes, you want to cover up a bit. Make sure your chest area for the most part is covered. So if you're going to wear like a v-neck, I would honestly suggest wearing a tank top underneath it. Spaghetti straps. Sorry, I can't speak English. Spaghetti straps should be avoided if possible. You can layer a t-shirt under it. That's what I like to do with one of my dresses. I normally wear this with a t-shirt underneath it. I might look like a Mormon missionary, but at least I'm being a bit more modest, and I think the Mormons do beat the Christians on this. We need to step it up, Christian girls. When you're wearing tighter pants, avoid wearing a tight shirt on top or a cropped shirt. Wear like a looser fitting blouse or even a longer t-shirt to compensate for the tight pants. Avoid leggings unless you can wear a really long and flowy t-shirt on top of it. Now, if you are wearing a dress or a skirt, I would recommend at least just like right above the knee. So an inch or so above the knee would be good. And carry around a scarf or a shawl, so when you sit down and your skirt rides up a bit, you can cover up your knees. Cater to your body type too. So if you are fuller figured, you just have a very beautiful body that needs to be catered to, because things tend to look a bit more sensual on you unavoidably. You know, it sounds unfair, but it's just how it is, okay? Life's not fair. God gives us different gifts and he designs us in different ways, and we ought to honor that in the way we cater to our body type. If you are more voluptuous, I would avoid bodycon dresses, v-necks especially. And if you're a bit more slim and straight figured, you can probably get away with that and it won't look too immodest, but ultimately I think long and flowy dresses are more elegant and feminine anyways, so anyone could pull that off. The key is to exercise prudence and discretion. Be reasonable and realistic. You don't have to dress like the Amish or like a cottagecore LARPer. I'm fully aware that our standards of decency change with time, so no one's gonna be throwing a fit over your ankles. At the same time, you don't want to be conforming entirely to our culture. There should be just like a middle ground where you are not looking old-fashioned and outdated, but at the same time, you don't want to be desensitized to the fact that our culture is extremely promiscuous. So you can stay stylish and trendy, but also exercise discernment in order to make sure that this trend isn't over-sexualizing you or making you compromise on these standards of decency that you intrinsically feel. Like, I think we are intuitively built to know that certain things are more immodest than not, but we just tend to ignore it. Like, we just say, oh well, I look cute in it, so who cares? God cares. I also wanted to mention real quick that I personally think bikinis are very immodest. I don't see how it's any different from a bra and a panty. It's just when you're near a body of water, it's acceptable to expose your entire body except for a few certain areas. Meanwhile, it would be really scandalized if a girl posted a picture of herself in her underwear in her bedroom. And at the same time, if she does that, except at the beach, it's fine. I don't understand that. But again, I don't want to get into that debate right now. So use your personal discretion. Listen to your conscience and your convictions. They're there for a reason. The Bible doesn't tell us what skirt length is appropriate, which is why you should take into consideration cultural norms to an extent. Your heart's intentions for wearing a certain outfit, the opinions of the men in your life, and again, your conscience. If you're daily seeking the Lord and you're in His Word and you're communing with the saints, then your conscience should be a bit more in line with His desires, and it'll give you a good idea of whether what you're doing is pleasing to Him or if something's immodest and displeasing to Him. And if you're not sure if something is immodest, err on the side of covering up more than not. It's better to be safe than sorry. And another thing a lot of people say is modesty is just about your heart and your intentions and motives for wearing certain things. And I agree with that, yes. But also, that's not all of it. Like, you might be having the purest intentions in your heart as you put on this really nice dress, but the people around you might not think the same way. Men and women are different. They don't see things the same way. You might not care that this dress has a big slit that comes up to your thigh, but the people around you will care. And if you love them, you don't want to stumble them, then take that into consideration. What you have to keep in mind is that you are not going to be able to keep men from lusting after you. If they have perverted thoughts, that's not your fault. But we have to have a clear conscience before God. Look to your conscience, and if you feel that what you're going to do is going to stumble other believers and you ignore that conscience and you just keep doing what you're doing, then you are going to have to give an account for that. Above all, you are a daughter of the King of Kings. You ought to act like one, dress like one, present yourself like one, conduct yourself like one. Look at Kate Middleton. We don't see her dressing scantily because she's the future queen. She knows her role and she dresses accordingly. Now, I'm not saying you have to dress like Kate Middleton, but you ought to want to present yourself with dignity. For the Christian, our goal is not to draw attention to ourselves, especially physically speaking. It's to draw everyone's gaze up to Christ. So dress in a way that doesn't distract other people. You can be beautiful, but in a way that's quiet and modest and elegant. Ultimately, you want all that you do, everything you say, everything you do, the way you present yourself, all of it should be glorifying God, exalting Christ, making Him the center of attention. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped someone. I pray that it did. Again, I'm not judging anyone because I was terribly immodest before God plucked me out of the darkness. And I've had people tell me, I don't think you should wear this. I think this is a bit immodest, and my mind has been changed on a lot of things that I was okay with in the past. So take this as a sister in Christ trying to offer godly counsel, and ultimately it's between you and the Lord. So God be with you. Anyways, until next time, bye!